Hello League, it's Troy Larson here to bring you my Week 6, I believe, Week 6 Power Rankings. So last week we had 3 players, Kevin, Steve, and David, all ranked dead last at 12th. This week I've only got one person there, and I believe it is Steve Gray. Steve lost again. He had I think under 80 once again, and his team has shown no fight all year. So Steve is all alone at 12th this week. Coming in at number 11 is dead last Aluga. He dead last if Steve wasn't there, producing worse and worse every week. But David's team has not been impressive. They had one good week. Other than that, it's been just a bunch of poor performances. I don't know how else to put it. 10th, I've got Kevin Copey. Kevin lost again. He had his best week, I believe. He had something in the 90s, but was held off at the end. He put up a rally with Vic and who else did he have? Someone else on Monday night, I believe, Gates, but just couldn't quite get the W. So he dropped to 1-4 as well, and is at 10, and also 1-4 is me, and I'm putting myself at 9. Who knows what's going on with my team? Some people can say this Church of Scientology thing isn't working, but I disagree. You look at my team, and I've been terrible, but I've never felt better. I feel great. This league's been a great experience. You know, not the results I wanted, but just the camaraderie we all have is just top class, and it's just been a blast. At 8th this week, I believe I've got TPT. Yeah, the surprising 3-2 team at 8, just ahead of us 1-4 teams. Yeah, I've got it. Last week's performance was poor, and you know what? What have you done for me lately? She hasn't done much, so she's at 8. At 7, I believe I've got Derek Olson. Derek, he had a bad week too, but he played the right person. He played TPT, got the W, and moved, I think, to 2 and 3. He's right in the mix there. Basically, all of us are, but Derek this week comes in at number 7. Number 6, I believe I've got Greg Price. Greg is at 6. He lost to Tony. He had a decent week, but it's not so much dropping him in the rankings because of his team's performance, but of that defense. The vaunted Greg Price defense has not really been where it needs to be these past few weeks, and giving up that 3,000 points to Andy a couple weeks ago, and then again blowing it late on Sunday night to Tony and Eli and Beckham. He's kind of got me wondering about that defense, if it's really where it needs to be for Greg to win. Number 5, that puts Brady up to 5. That's probably a little high, but I think he's got 2 wins in a row. Looking at his scores, I don't think he's up in the high 80s, 90s every week, and so I'm not too ashamed to have him this high this week. We'll see. He's got a big matchup with Andy coming up. They had a little heat between those two, so maybe Brady can really stick it to Andy, or Andy can put Brady in his place. Who knows? At number 5, right? 5 or 4? 4, I think. Yeah, Greg 6, Brady 5, and Tony Johnson here at 4. Tony's been on a little roll here. I think he's just 2 and 3, but he's had 4 straight really good weeks after a terrible first week. His team's kind of rolling right now. They play me, so they'll keep rolling. And we'll see. He's at 4 now, and maybe higher next week. 3 is John Zaya. John won again. His team's 5-0. What can you say? But he did lose Jamal Charles, so it's kind of tough to keep him in that top spot. We'll see if he can recover. We'll see if DeMarco can kind of step in and help him out. I think he plays Steve this week, so that's a little relief. He should be able to cruise by Steve and potentially set up a battle of undefeateds with our number 2 ranked person, Andy Hartman. Andy's at number 2. He's 5-0 as well. He won again. Who did he beat? He beat somebody. I don't remember who he beat, but he won again. What can you say about that team? They keep winning. They keep getting strong performances from just about everybody, and If he can beat Brady, that 6-0, 6-0 matchup would be quite the battle. And then at number 1, we've got Sean Clasby. So, those are our rank week 6 power rankings. One thing I did want to address, Sean had mentioned something about the power rankings having some sort of voodoo witchcraft effect on Jamaal Charles' injury. I meant to address this at the beginning of the rankings. It kind of slipped my mind, but I'll address it now. I don't know what he's saying. To think that like my rankings can have any sort of effect on a player getting injured is just ridiculous. I mean, that hocus pocus, it's make believe, whatever you want to call it. It's just dumb. Jamaal Charles got hurt for one simple reason. He is lacking a little in what is it called? His reactive mind doesn't have quite the mental energy to be able to sustain the stress that was put on his meat body, and so that kind of caused that ACL and that injury to really harm him. Truthfully, a person with more mental energy would be able to sustain that level of pain, that level of tolerance. And so Jamaal Charles, whatever he has going on, he just doesn't have the energy to handle that type of whatever stress, that pressure put on his meat body per se. We almost had an injury similar to Andy. I've been playing a little soccer this weekend. It didn't look good at first. It was not a torn ACL, thankfully. It was just a little, I believe it was MCL sprain, whatever it is. He's only apparently going to be affected for 6 weeks or so. Which shows his mental energy is at this moment or at that time stronger than Jamaal Charles, which is good for Andy. Hopefully he can kind of just get a little more clear as these next few weeks happen and really ward off that pain or the perceived pain in his meat body. Other than that, I just wanted to address that and just let you know it has nothing to do with that witchcraft, that voodoo, that made up, whatever you want to call it. It's just the lack of mental energy that Jamaal Charles has to cause that injury, and not my power rankings. So, with that said, thank you for your time, and good luck to all this week.